Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. This is a little video cooking with Karen. It's keeping me out of mischief, to be frank, during these difficult days of lockdown. It's a beautiful day outside, to be honest, and I've just got a lot of the garden furniture out of the shed, so it's looking nice, like an extra outside room. But before I get out there, I wanted to show you how to make a soda bread. Now, I know a lot of people are telling me that you can't get bread or flour or yeast easily in the supermarkets. I think that situation will be easing now. However, this is a really easy recipe for soda bread, and you don't need yeast and you don't need bread flour for this. You simply need plain flour. So provided you can get that, you can go ahead with this. Soda bread it's sort of Irish, I think, originally, and it's more like scone texture than a bread that we think of. But it's delicious. You can add things to it also. You can put spices, herbs. Put cheese in it, you can put sun-dried tomatoes in. I'm just doing a basic one today. I'm going to show you how easy it is. All you need is, to start with, traditionally you'd use something called buttermilk, which you can buy in the supermarkets, but me being me, I generally don't buy it. I make it. I've got 300 millilitres of regular milk. I think this is semi-skimmed, it really doesn't matter. And you need to put something into the milk to turn it a bit, which is basically what buttermilk is, something acidic. So I'm going to use some lemon juice. You can use vinegar if you haven't got lemon juice in the house. Try vinegar; it will work just the same. I'm using about a good tablespoon or half a lemon, the juice of half a lemon. So I'm putting that in first, just to give it a little bit of a start. To turn it just for good luck. Yeah, so that's in there, and that will just start to react with the milk and turn it slightly. So that's fine, that's the milk sorted out. So it's 300 millilitres of milk and half a juice of lemon in there. Plain flour, ordinary plain flour. You don't need bread flour. Some recipes might suggest it, but this is just ordinary plain flour. And into the flour I'm going to put table salt, and then the other really important thing for soda bread, you need soda. Bicarbonate of soda, it's something that is used in the house for all sorts. A lot of the cleaning products that you make yourself. If you want to clean your grout out between your tiles, mix some of this up, and it works really, really well. But today we're just using it as the soda in the soda bread, and I've got in there. And what happens is the alkali and the acid react, and that's what makes the bread rise, which we don't need yeast for, and we don't need to leave it to rest or anything. We make it, it goes straight into the oven. So I'm just going to stir that through, and simply, and it's this simple. All I need to do now is put the milk and lemon into the flour, and using a spoon first to just start that. All the liquid should absorb into the flour. Different flours absorb at different rates, so you know, if you think you need a bit more liquid, fine, or a bit more flour, that's fine. But you can see this perhaps. It's coming together. Okay, and now I'm just gonna get my hands in. You noticed I've got my Bake with a Legend apron on. Obviously that's suspended at the moment, the Bake with a Legend classes, but they will be resuming as soon as we can possibly get them up and running. So I thought I'd get into the Bake with a Legend mode and use my apron. So I'm just going to mix that around now in the bowl with my hand, you can see, and then using a wee bit of flour onto the surface, turn it all out. You don't need this for ages. like you would a traditional bread for some reason. It works perfectly fine just doing this. So I'm bringing it together to make a nice ball. I am going to roll it about a bit because I find it quite therapeutic kneading bread. But you don't need to go mad on it. Just a little bit more flour just to stop my fingers sticking. Bringing that in. See how quickly that's come together now. Just like that. Give it a bit of elbow grease to loosen that gluten up a little bit. It's a funny thing with scones, you know, I said it was like a scone mixture. With scones you've got to handle with such a lot of care to keep them light. But it's bread, and so it needs to be quite robust. So just lovely. And now I'm just going to shape that using my hands like that. To just bring the bottom of the loaf underneath. Lovely ball. That's great. That's pretty much finished. So now all we need to do, this is the exciting bit, is I've greased a tray, a bit of oil, spray oil, put our loaf on, and with a sharp knife I'm going to make a cross. I did this, a demo last year, and I didn't know why we did the cross, but somebody in the audience did, and they said, because in Ireland, remember it's an Irish recipe, they make the sign of the cross and it's like a blessing, and I think that's a really good thing to do at the moment. So I'm just going to slice that, and like that, let's see, already, and just because you do leave scatter, I like to do it with a bit of flourish, bit of flour over the top, and into the oven. I've heated this oven, it's a hot oven, it's 200, and I'll bake it for about half an hour. I probably will knock the heat down a touch halfway through to maybe 185. So that's going in my oven, just like so. And I have one I made earlier. We don't have to wait half an hour. Here we have it. It's still warm. See how beautiful that is? Probably warm enough to hold up. That smells delightful. Nice and crisp underneath, no soggy bottoms involved at all. And I'll just let that cool for a bit, slap some butter on it. It's great with soup, in your sandwiches, whatever you want. It's just soda bread. So I need to wash my hands, but I'll bid you all goodbye, and I will be seeing you again very soon with my next creation out of Karen's kitchen.